Hey guys, Jeff Ryan here. I am super excited to get to the raffle for the Firebirds here. Once again, the first name that I draw, you'll get the choice of the color. Second name that I draw, I'm not going to say you get the leftovers, but you get the one that wasn't chosen first. So we got a ton of stuff, and I've got some more entries, a bunch more entries than I did yesterday. So thank you guys. We got just a bunch of good stuff to get to today, and probably some tomorrow morning, depending on my schedule, how it goes. Now that yellow surfboard, I want to get to that, and we will. We got a black one over there, but the yellow surfboard, I want to get to that. I had a request here, to how do we clean track, the body of the car and the chassis. Now, it seems like it's straightforward, but the gentleman who asked me, he hadn't had slot car stuff for decades. So I'm going to cover how do you clean the track. And boy, look at the rails. You know what? Look at the rails. Look at the rails. They're just absolutely filthy. You know, how can you get them cleaned up? We'll get into that. And here's another thing. I painted this yesterday. It was fluorescent orange, and it's a screwdriver, but it's not really a screwdriver. It's like a screwdriver that's modified. We'll get into that as well, and it's really going to help as far as tuning up the T-jets. All right, very good. Let me get to the yellow surfboard, okay? My guys, Chris and Cindy, they reproduce the surfboards here, and they do an excellent job of it and for the El Caminos. And they actually have the little tab that I love, because I can modify that tab to fit the El Camino slots, because I've got interchangeable surfboards. Here's a good example on the, turquoise one. It's a surfboard, but it's translucent. I love it. I love it. So I've got a little bin here, another red translucent one. I've got one that's turquoise, white over there. But I really love the yellow on the white El Camino, and that's translucent. The reason I got the yellow one, because it's not. So I want to go ahead and make sure that that tab fits there, and I can swap it out. That's the nice thing about having the El Caminos. If you can get the hole cleaned out where the surfboard goes in, you can have different colors, and change them. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, I got a bin over there, just with what do I got? 3 over there, and the black one. I didn't expect to get the black one. I only paid for the yellow one. But listen to me. These guys, they do such good work. They've wowed me with what they sent me. They sent me everything here pictured here. Look at the hubs, the front hubs for like the motorcycle, I guess. And then we got some of the hubs, and they look like they're in great condition for, what is that, more of the hot rod and stuff like that. Some here for the stake trucks and whatnot. So they really wowed me when they sent me more than I bargained for with the surfboards. I love the surfboards. I think they're made very, very well. They're sturdy. They're real good. But they sent me extra stuff, and God bless them. They did really, 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 really nice. Once again, I can't thank Chris and Cindy enough for sending me all the extra stuff. It warms my heart. Now, as far as, let's just dive into the track cleaning itself. These two little, I don't know what the hell you call them, sanding brick pads. They're carborundum impregnated blocks. It's the kind of stuff that the train guys use on their train tracks to clean the rails, okay? Now, there's two different coarseness. This one is very coarse, and this one's very, very not as coarse as the other one. If you have track with the rails that are this black, what I like to do is I like to sand them with the heavier block here. That gets them off, but I like to also go over it afterwards with the finer one. So I need 2 hands for this, just a sec. Now this top one, again, it's got severely corroded rails. And I'm kind of pressing not lightly, probably about a medium hard to get that clean. And I'm really trying to get the ends, the middle of it, all that buffed out. Now, let me get both lanes done here. All right, there you go. Now, that's better. And that's just a, I don't know, what do you call it, a cheesecloth? But the other thing I like doing here is going over it with this. It just seems to I don't know, smooth them out a bit. Do you know what I mean? And this thing, look how thin that's getting. I've had this for decades. I'm gonna have to get a new one. It's just about worn out, Now, very quickly, the reason this is smaller than it should be is because this is what I use. This one I use on the front of the ice cream truck, the track cleaner. That's a bit of the carbon impregnated block, but I cut it to fit, but I cut it from this. And I'll tell you one thing. This is hard to cut. This is really hard to cut. I started doing it with a handsaw, I was getting it, but then I had to take the Dremel and to try to get through it. So it's not easy to cut. Those are not easy to cut. So anyways, after you've got the rails clean to your satisfaction, wiped down, you still have to pay attention to the end points here. Okay, let's say we get them all clean, all the rails are clean. You still have to pay attention to the contacts there. Let me grab my small screwdriver here. One thing that you should do is make sure you go like this and you kind of tweak them out a little bit. You tweak them out until where they're all pointing out a little bit. Like this one right here, I can tell not enough. And you just do that throughout till where they're all to your satisfaction. Now, we also have to clean the tips of those. Let me show you how to do that next. So again, we just got to get after the tips of them. Once you've got them all bent to your satisfaction there, I've got my Dremel out with a wire brush on it, and I'm literally just touching the tips, guys. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, I'm trying to clean some of the base part of it, but you don't, the part that touches is just the very tip, so you don't have to go overboard trying to clean too much of it, okay? That wire Dremel, that wire brush there, it does a bang-up job very, very quickly. I mean, that's what you need right there, guys. Now, let me tell you something. Once you've got them clean to this level, when you put them together and you've got all the contact points there and the rails clean, your track's gonna work. I remember being a kid and not really getting the concept of bending the little tabs out a little bit. So if something didn't touch, you'd have a dead track and that kind of stuff. Nonsense. If you clean them the way I just showed you, the carburetor impregnated blocks were great. I tell you what, there's guys on eBay selling sanding blocks that are kind of cushioned, and they're fine. But one thing I don't recommend is just rubbing sandpaper over it, because then you're marring the track, and you're marring the track to where you might be getting off some of the accents that they got on there. The impregnated block, it sets on the rails. You know what I mean? It sets just on the rails. So that's how to clean the track. Just for fun, we're going to get into, what is it, a Falcon? We're going to get into that. Body hadn't been cleaned in decades, and we're going to get into cleaning the chassis as well. All right, time to get into the chassis. The first thing I like to do is I got to get the body off the chassis there. And what I want to do is I want to see how well we can get that body to look. Boy, this is easier if it's right in front of me. There we go. All right. Now, take that back screw out. What do we got? Again, looks kind of filthy. Doesn't look like it's been probably washed ever. Back chrome pretty good, front chrome pretty good, but just overall looks a little dingy. I think we can do better on that. Now, oh wow, okay, good, that's fun. Look at that. See the glob, the glob of red Aurora oil there? It looks, I don't know if it's solidified. Man, too funny. Shoes, look at the shoes. Look like they've got some wear on, but no real thick grooves or anything like that. Not bad. So we'll get into that. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and take this to the sink, and I'll show you how I go ahead and go about cleaning up the body. All right, guys, come up here to the sink. I've got a toothbrush. It's a very, very old toothbrush. It's a baby's toothbrush. Quite frankly, I think it was my kid's toothbrush. I've kept it. It's worn out, but that's the kind of softness I want to use when I'm scrubbing these things. What I do is I use whatever my wife has got here as far as the detergent there, and I put it on the car, and then I just use the toothbrush there to get any of the old crud off. So that's what I'm going to do next. Now, I just got it done, rinsed off, and the one thing I always like to mention, you see there in the drain, that's like a little screen catcher thing there, always have that. You don't know if a bumper's going to come off or something like that, so always have something like that to safeguard that. but it is just sopping wet. I'm going to dry it off, and let's get back out to the garage. Already looks a ton better. Got all the crevices clean around the door and the trunk and the hood and everything like that. And here's one point I can't trust enough. You get a little bit of paper towel, you spin it at the end there, and then you wick out here, I can do it. You wick out the screw post, guys. You just had it, look at there, it's all wet. You just had it in water, and the last thing you want to do is put a screw there into the screw post and have it, you know, get all rusted, and that's nonsense. Do not do that. Do not do that. All right, so better. We might want to use some VRP, that's vinyl rubber plastic. Don't know. I might buff it out with my shirt, see what we can do. But nevertheless, that's how you clean the body. The chassis, again, I think it's absolutely funny that it has that red glob of the old Aurora oil there. And remember how it smells? You know, and I know there's some guys that still use it, but it's got a very distinct smell. You can always tell when a car's used it. When the engine gets hot, you can smell it. Just for fun, before I clean it. Yeah, it doesn't run bad. It doesn't run bad, but I'm going to show you the steps to clean it. You know, I'm going to show you steps to clean it. Oh, it sounds pretty good, actually. It sounds really good. And what's remarkable is look at the hubs. Look at the hubs. If these are the original hubs and everything, wow, it's real good. That glob of red oil is cracking me up. All right, here's what we do to get into it. The first thing I like to do is get rid of that engine clamp and just open it up. There we go. And, oh, we got a Christmas tree? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Got a Christmas tree armature, and the bottom of the comm plate looks like it's in good shape. Fantastic. You know what'd be fun is try to use that red oil, putting it back together here. Again, I remember just the smell of it, being a kid when it would get warm, and it was a very distinct smell to it. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember that too. There we go. Got the magnets out. Gonna put those aside, and the brushes hopefully should just pop out. One of them did, one of them didn't, so they need some cleaning. There you go. Now the couple ways to approach this. I've seen guys with like a Q-tip and like alcohol, and they clean it. Does absolutely bang up job. I think I'm going to approach it that way too. But as far as getting the copper and everything, if it has verdigris on it, you know, that greenish corrosion looking stuff, you got to use something like Brasso. A lot of guys use vinegar. I can't stand the smell of vinegar. Sorry guys, I can't. So I use the Brasso, but you have to use something like that to get it off. Now this doesn't look too bad. This looks like if we just take the wire Dremel to it, we can get it shined up really good. And I'll also hit the brushes there with the wire Dremel, because that's the part that contacts the brushes. You want a good clean contact. Show you how to clean the brushes. I've done that before, and I'll show you how to clean the engine here. Okay, just for fun, you see the screwdriver there? It's got the red glob of oil on there. I took it off. I was funning before, but I think I might use it to oil the chassis. We'll see how far we can get with it. Now, you can take the axles out, the crank gear out, and all that stuff, and clean those. Guys, they're really in good shape. There's no like dog fur around the back axle. They roll well. I think just oiling them, we can get by with that. But you can do it. Now there's pullers that you can do it. Some guys pry it off. Just make sure when you put them back on, what I do, I put it in the bench vise there, then I can put it back on perpendicular to each other, I guess is what I want to say. So let me do this. I looked in the house for some alcohol. My wife told me we're out, so I've got an alcohol prep pad here. I think I can put that inside the chassis body, and maybe like with the screwdriver, get it around and get all the excess oil out. Got a considerable amount of gunk and oil off. Again, I just had that alcohol prep pad, and I was moving it around with the a screwdriver there. I did the bottom as well there. So it's all been wiped down with the alcohol. I'm going to go ahead and clean the top plate there. I'm going to show you how we do that. Now, addressing the top plate, turn it over, the idler gear came out. I started wiping it down with the last little bit of the alcohol prep pad there, though. We're going to clean the top and the bottom here with the Dremel that has the wire brush on it, okay? The reason I do it like this, and I've been saying this for years and years, no one's ever showed me a way to do it better or quicker. A lot of guys like to shine up the gears. That's a real quick way to do it. But as far as the com plate, guys, I don't know what the time is on that, but look at that. Look at that. No one can tell me that there's a easier, quicker way to do it. Don't believe it. There's other methods out there that are really good, but as far as how quick it gets it done and what a thorough job it gets it done, I'm going to stick with it. I am going to stick with it. All right, very good. So we got the top plate done, the com plate done. That's fine. Set that aside. What I'm going to do is take the Dremel and I'm going to get both of the brushes springs there where they touch the brushes, and I'm also going to clean up this. The reason I'm getting after this is because when it oxidizes, oxidation doesn't sleep. So clean it as best you can. That's my whole point for cleaning the bottom of these things. And right there where the shoe goes into the bottom part there, I always try to clean that like this. I'll show you. To really get down in there, I turn the Dremel this way, and that helps really clean it and get it good in there. All right, let me go down to the brush springs. That's that one, turn it around. The reason I turn it around is because I know which way boy, those come out good when you do them like that. I know which way this is turning. The last thing I want to do is hit a brush spring with this going the wrong way. That's why I turn it around like that. Now I'm going to do the same thing here for the shoes. We're going to clean up with the wire brush. And one point that I always want to make with the wire brush there is get it in that little loop there and really get underneath of it. Make sure you've got a good clean contact there for it. You know what? I'm going to start some reassembly here. Everything's been cleaned up with the wire brush as far as I need it. I always say oil as we go along, and I wanted that big glob of red oil, but quite frankly, it was on the end of the screwdriver, and I don't know what happened to it. I looked for it a second ago. When I say oil as you go along, it's an easy way to get the front axles, easy way to get the engine post there, the other back hole there. It's just an easy way to get all those. So when I say oil as you go along, do that. Here's the key points for engine the top plate. Here, a little bit under the back there, and you can take the ground gear off, but just some around the post there, and then you should be good with that. As I was starting the reassembly, I realized I did not clean the brushes. These are the flat brushes on both sides, so they're just like the easiest thing to clean in the world. You just do it, you flip over to the other side, you do it till you get all the carbon and oil off there, and boom, they're clean. Another thing I like to do, just for fun, it gets your fingers messy, but just see getting all that off the sides there, that allows it to fit better in the brush holes there. It allows it to, if it needs a little bit of play or movement, it can do it now. If it's gunked up with a lot of the oil, and look how much we got off there just on the front and the back of it. And my fingers there got off the rest of it. So let me go ahead and continue with the reassemble. The engine clamp is on it, and with the wire brush, look at the engine clamp. Yeah, I even did that too. I couldn't resist. Time for a test. Okay. Wow. Listen to how well that spins afterwards, guys. That's moving freely. That's oiled up well. Fantastic. I can't wait to get that on the track. Yeah, I do want to get on track. Normally it would be track time, but we want to see if we can get that body looking a little bit better. So let me go ahead and get the VRP out real quick. Here is the VRP, vinyl rubber plastic. Here is the caution. It's not vinyl rubber plastic paint, it's vinyl rubber plastic. And why do I bring that up? I've had a couple of the viewers say that, hey, listen, if you put the VRP on a slot car body that's painted up, like a lot of the AFXs have a lot of paint on them, it can affect the paint there. Now, you know the T-Jets, they have some accents, but they don't have nearly as many as the painted up AFX bodies and whatnot. So the caution is don't use it over paint. Put it on the body part that you want, and be very, very cautious as far as putting it on any slot car that has that's been painted like that. So what I'm gonna do is I've shaken it up a bit. I'm gonna put just a couple drops on there and I rub it in with a paper towel. Then I let it set for a bit and then I get it off with another paper towel. And often I just shirt buff it out and it comes out really good. That's what it looks like with all the gooped up with the VRP on it. I'm just gonna let it set for a bit, then I'm gonna take it, again, a little paper towel, wipe it off. I'm gonna see if I'm buff it out. Now I just wiped it off and with the paper towel, I've yet to buff it out with my shirt, but not too bad, but I think we're gonna be able to get better here. My wife doesn't particularly favor me using my t-shirts, but it seems to make the t-shirts come out real good. I mean, look at that. The VRP, it's just absolutely wonderful. And again, the caution is, you know, if you got a slot car body that's got a lot of paint on it, you might want to refrain. One of my members a while back, he had stated, we were talking about the same subject, he had stated, hey, listen, you want something to put on the T-Jets? You know, he said, turtle wax spray wax. Go for it. I mean, you know, if that works for you, go for it. I've just been using the VRP for so long, I'm sticking with it. Time for me to put the body on the chassis here, and I want to see it around the track. Man, looks good sitting there, doesn't it? That's not where it belongs, though. It belongs on the track. Yeah, let me not take these off. Wrong. Let's get these off. There we go. And see what we get, guys. Oh, looks good. Smooth, too. Smooth. I'm liking it. Yeah, and it rolls too. Let me get it on the big track. It rolls too. It has a real free, the gears and everything, it rolls really free. That's nice. Sometimes when it's binding it up and the car stops suddenly, there's something in the chassis that's doing that, it's causing it. You know, is a hub touching the body or anything? I don't know. Wow. I'm totally digging it. All right, guys, so as far as cleaning track, you got to get the rails clean. You got to get the tabs clean. You have to get the tabs pointing out just a bit. I like to cover on the impregnated blocks. There are sanding blocks out there. Again, I do not recommend sandpaper because you're going to be marring the accents that are on the track there. And as far as cleaning the body, I just wash it. And again, I've had that baby's toothbrush for decades, probably 40 plus years. And so, whatever she has, like the Palmolive or whatever, just do it very gently and you can get them to shine. The chassis, standard procedure. Just take everything apart, get it really good and clean. And again, I always say oil as you're putting it back together. That's the best time to oil it. Now it's about time we get to that raffle, isn't it? So let's do this. Let's get to the raffle. Okay, very good. Here we go. I've got everybody's name in here as far as the number of times that you draw and everything. And I'm going to shake the box up and then we're going to do the drawing. All right, I'm going to shake it up. We have no idea what's going on here. Okay, good. Let me do this. Going to open it up. All right, we got it wide open. And looking the other way, guys, I have no idea. I'm trying to get one. Here we go. Trying to get one. Here we go. See what we get. We have Russ Livermore. Very good, sir. You get your choice, Russ. You get your choice of either the red or the blue. Either one. Now, one thing that hit me just a bit ago is if you enter more than once, you might win both of them. I have no idea, but we're going to find out. Here's the second drawing, guys. I'm going to shake them up again. Still looking away. Here we go. Just going to grab one, see what we get. All right, Mark Buck, my buddy up in Ontario. You get whichever one Russ doesn't want. That's coming to you, bud. That's coming to you. Very good. All right, guys, I enjoyed the raffle. Thank you for having a good time with me. So, Russ, you're going to get your pick. Mark, you're going to get the other one. And these are going to come out to you as soon as you let me know. Mark, I think I know your address. Russ, I have no idea. But my email should be at the bottom of the video right now. Let me know which one you got. Just let me know your mailing address. And once again, my kudos go out to Chris and Cindy for the surfboards. And look at all the extra stuff. You guys have truly wowed me. All right, guys, this is Jeff Ryan. Let me know if you need anything. Had a ball this weekend. See ya. And thanks for hanging in there with me. One more thing, just a reminder, I've had a couple of really good suggestions what we should do with this. Now, if you give me a suggestion, give me your damn address, okay, guys? I want to get this ice cream truck looking as funky as we can get it. Give me your address. Thanks, guys. See ya. Get my book.